Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicators, and my worthy opponents from the government side. Today I, Andela Irenta Silitonga, am here to speak against the government's case. While they claim that their plan provides work, hope, and inclusion for disabled people, in reality it creates more harm, ignores existing solutions, and places unrealistic burdens on the state. Before I give my arguments, I will be defining some key terms. When I say disabled people, I mean individuals with physical, sensory, intellectual, or mental health conditions that limits their ability. When I say incorporation into workforce, I mean active participation in formal employment. When I say incentivizing companies, I mean companies that works by giving subsidies, tax breaks, or exclusive benefits for corporations that hire disabled workers. When I say state budget efficiency, I mean allocation of government funds in a way that maximizes welfare and ensures sustainability. When I say self-determination, I mean the ability to make choices independently. When I say right to livelihood, I mean having secure access to survival, not necessarily tied to formal employment or anything else. My first argument is that employment is not only the path to dignity. Work is not the only way to give disabled people self-determination and dignity. Dignity and purpose can be provided through community programs, arts, education, volunteering, independent living support, and social security schemes that don't exploit the disabled as cheap labor. Many disabled individuals cannot engage in conventional work due to their condition. Forcing them into rigid labor structure creates new oppression, but under the thought of inclusion. Government practically said, working gives them hope and fulfillment. But this is not only ableist, but also paternalistic. Fulfillment is subjective. Not everyone finds meaning in capitalist employments. When I say ableist, I mean it reduces their worth of productivity. When I say paternalistic, I mean it forces the state's version of dignity on them and not their own version of dignity on themselves. My second argument is that economic exploitation risks outweighs supposed empowerment. The supposed empowerment will end up encouraging companies because of incentives and not genuine inclusion. This will open doors for, number one, tokenism is when companies only hire disabled people just to look good. The second one is exploitation, is when companies use disabled workers mainly to get tax breaks or subsidies. And the third one is underpayment. Underpayment is when companies give disabled workers a wage that is less than minimum. The government practically said that incentives equals to efficiency, which is terribly wrong. It will drain the budget and also exploit the disabled people for corporate PR. My third argument is that structural barriers remain unaddressed. What the disabled really struggle with is transport, education, healthcare, stigma, and even technology, and many more. Their training of apprenticeship will be useless if workplaces remain inaccessible. Government practically said training creates opportunity, which is false. It won't happen if infrastructure and discrimination remains in society. This plan will collapse. The conclusion is that government assumes work is dignity, which is ableist and paternalistic. True dignity equals to having a choice. Also, their plan leads to tokenism, exploitation, and underpayment. The last one is that they ignore the actual structural barriers. It's better if we invest in accessibility, having direct state support, and anti-discrimination enforcement, rather than making them work for the state just to gain their dignity. That's all. Thank you.